If you watch the channel, then you know that we love to expose celebrities and influencers here on IO. And in today's video, this one might be the messiest of all because we're going to be talking about influencers and celebrities that feuded. In the midst of it all, the celebrity ended up getting exposed. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Mackenzie Smith here, and today on the channel, I'm going to be breaking down the top 10 influencers that exposed fake celebrities. But before we get into this incredibly juicy list, make sure to like and sub below. Also click that bell if you want to know right when we post, and you can join the early squad. Alright, now let's hop right into it. In at number 10, we have Nikkietutorials to Ellen. So way back before anyone was calling Ellen mean, Nikki was one of the first people to expose her for being two-faced. Nikki ended up going on the Ellen show after Nikki came out as trans, and her story went viral. But after, when Nikki went on a Dutch talk show and was talking about her experience with Ellen, is when she spilled all the tea. Apparently, Nikki exposed that Ellen didn't say hi to her before the show, and she didn't even let her use a bathroom, saying that Nikki wasn't able to use the bathroom that was given to the Jonas Brothers, even though her interview got way more views. Nikki also claimed that she was more, quote, cold and distant, finishing off saying that it wasn't as good of an experience as she would have hoped. And because Nikki is a huge and respected influencer in the space, everyone took Nikki's word, and Ellen's castle quickly came crashing down. In at number 9, James Charles to Zara Larson. Back in 2019, when James was getting cancelled for his bi-sister scandal, singer Zara Larson added fuel to the fire when she tweeted out, quote, "I'm cackling cause he hit up my boyfriend in the DMs several times, knowing damn well he's straight," adding even more hate to James and furthering the accusation that he pursued straight men. But in James's response video, where he changed the narrative and told the truth with receipts, he addresses something very interesting about Zara, reminding the audience that Zara and her boyfriend met because she tweeted out a random photo of him, with her tweet reading, quote, "Who are you? Where do you live? How old are you? Why are you so fine? And how do you like your eggs cooked in the morning?" And in his video, James brought up an obvious double standard. Why is it okay for Zara to drag James online for sending her boyfriend a private DM with just a simple compliment, while Zara was publicly very thirsty for her man but was never called out for it? And I'm so happy that he exposed her like that, honestly. In at number 8, Bella Thorne to Scott Disick. Back when Kourtney and Scott were on and off again, there was a period where they were off and Scott started dating younger influencers. One of those people was Bella Thorne. And while Kourtney was off dating Eunice Benjamina, Scott packed on the PDA with Bella. The two got so involved that Bella ended up being on the show, as Bella and Scott went to France together. And they were together on the same vacation Kourtney and the rest of the family were on. Awkward much? And even though Bella and Scott started off hot and heavy, the vacation turned sour when Bella leaves early, with her saying that Scott's drinking and partying was way out of hand. But it also could have just been because Bella realized that she was being used by Scott to make Kourtney jealous, which is something pretty much the whole family agreed was the case in the episode. In at number 7, Tana Mongeau to Lil Xan. There's no way I could make an exposing video without including Tana, because exposing people that have wronged her is practically her part-time job. In one video, she tells a story time of when Lil Xan cheated on her with Noah Cyrus, going into detail that they met and it was all good, but Tana isn't one for commitment, so she liked their open relationship. But after Lil Xan begged to be her boyfriend, Tana gave in and they were a couple. But weeks later, she found out that he had multiple other girlfriends, including Noah Cyrus. And apparently she tried to warn Noah, but she found out that Noah hated her and she didn't end up saying anything. And it ended with Noah and Tana becoming friends and then girlfriends, so I guess it all worked out in the end. In at number 6, Ryan Garcia and Malu Trevejo. This is some fresh tea, but Malu ended up exposing Ryan for being a cheater when a paparazzi video caught them making out outside of a restaurant. And after his pregnant fiance responded on social media, everything got really nasty, with his fiance writing that she was out visiting her family and she thought that he was training for an upcoming fight. Then she sees this on Instagram and is obviously heartbroken. After this, Malu made her apology video, saying that she knew that he had a kid, but she didn't know that he was engaged or had another baby on the way. And with the help of Malu, Ryan was exposed as the cheater that he is. Halfway number 5, Chiara Ferragni to Kendall Jenner. Italian influencer Chiara Ferragni called out Kendall Jenner after Kendall posted a story to Instagram downplaying the coronavirus. Ferragni, who has over 18 million followers, was forced to stay in her Milan home after the virus broke out. And as a help for the virus, her and her husband set up a GoFundMe to raise money for hospitals. So after she saw that Kendall Jenner posted a story showing that the majority of COVID patients have mild symptoms, Ferragni felt that Kendall was downplaying the virus and sending the wrong message to her fans fans about how serious that it is. So Ferragni made a comment on her Instagram story, writing, quote, "It's so important to spread the right messages right away and raise awareness. People that have such a huge voice like Kendall Jenner, please don't underestimate the problem." And considering we just learned that Khloe had the virus in the early stages, it's strange that Kendall would downplay it, honestly. And at number 4, Denzel Dion to Shailene Woodley. In a video Denzel uploaded called Rude Celebrities I've Met, Denzel exposed some celebrities for being rude as hell. The worst of the worst was apparently Shailene Woodley. Denzel says he went to the Divergent premiere and was hoping to see the stars of the movie. And while he was waiting, he saw Shailene and ended up asking for a picture with her. And apparently she told her security to move him back. Then Denzel did something a little crazy and ended up running after her car, which is, probably crossing a bit of line, but he did it. And while she was at a stoplight, he asked her to roll down the window so that they could take a picture. And apparently her mom ended up rolling it down. And when he asked again for the picture, Shailene told the driver to drive away. And honestly, I love Denzel, but I'm gonna give Shailene the benefit of the doubt here because, he was acting like a crazy fan, like following a car, that's a lot, Denzel. In at number 3, Gabbie Hanna to Melissa McCarthy. Gabbie starts off saying she's a huge fan of Melissa's, but Gabbie had met her multiple times, and both times were not good. The first time they met was at an intimate party, and it wasn't even like Gabbie could be treated like a fan because it was a very exclusive event. And when someone introduced her to Melissa, Melissa ended up just looking at Gabbie, not saying a word or shaking her hand, then just turning back to talk to the person that she was talking to before. Then a few minutes later, she told Gabbie, "Nice to meet you," which was basically just a cue for Gabbie to walk away. And then the second time they met, they were on a red carpet and Melissa stopped for a makeup touch-up. And when Gabbie looked like she might go over to talk to her, she yelled at Gabbie, quote, "Don't look at me," with Gabbie showing some footage of the encounter and saying she was pretty scared in that moment. And yeah, based off the footage that I saw, I would have been a little scared too. In at number 2, Graceffa to the Hunger Games cast. In the video where Gabbie and Joey are talking about the rudest celebrities that they've met, Joey talks about when he worked in the press and would do press junkets and interview celebrities when a new movie was coming out. One that stands out is when he was doing interviews with the Hunger Games cast, and he was interviewing Jennifer Lawrence, Josh Hutcherson, and Liam Hemsworth. And before the interview, him and his team agreed that they were all gonna play 2 truths and a lie. But it all went south when Joey showed up, and none of the stars knew what 2 truths and a lie was. Which I honestly don't really believe, firstly, but secondly, even if you don't know the game, the name of the game gives away what it is. It's kind of not that hard to follow. But apparently they started reluctantly playing the game, and the stars, Jennifer Lawrence in particular, were not down at all. And then Joey says he was heartbroken when about halfway through the already awkward game, the stars stopped playing and just started talking normally to each other while he was supposed to be doing his interview and getting content for whatever company sent him there. He says he tried to redirect them back to the game, but they wouldn't do it. And the interview was apparently so awkward and bad that they never ended up using that footage. The amount I would pay to see that footage, oh my god. And then in at number 1, Jeffree Star to Jordyn Woods. If you know Jeffree Star, the one thing he might hate more than anything is the Kardashians. And he goes out of his way to shade the family pretty much whenever he can. And there are so many examples here that I could use, but the worst was when the whole drama with Tristan Thompson cheating on Khloe with Jordyn Woods came out. And after Jordyn claimed that she had only kissed him that one time, Jeffree came through with some real tea. In a slew of Snapchat videos, Jeffree goes on to say how there are eyes and ears all over LA, and there are makeup artists and nail techs that hear and see everything that celebrities do, then run their mouths all over town. Jeffree's point in saying all that was that allegedly he heard that Jordyn and Tristan were hooking up for months, and that people had seen them together all around Calabasas, calling out Jordyn for lying, being fake, and being an actor through the whole scandal. Alright everyone, that's all for the list today. Let me know your thoughts on it below. Who was the messiest on this list? I'm probably gonna have to say Jeffree, honestly, because I remember back when that scandal was going down, I believed Jordyn and I thought it was all, semi-harmless. But hearing Jeffree give that whole other side just proves really how fake all of LA is. But before I head out, as always, I'm gonna shout out some comments from my video on Laray's diss track getting backlash. Zara emoji said, honestly, that was my favorite part about that song. Yeah, it's catchy, it's shady, it's perfect for a diss track. Then Halo Baby said, I didn't find anything wrong with the song. As Laray said, there's a difference between a joke and a fact. I agree with that. It's a diss track, so he has to be spitting out facts in a entertaining way, and I think that's what he did. Then Chrissy Moss said, let's just wait and see if he upholds his statement to pay the girls the proceeds, shall we? Yeah, he shouldn't have said that, because we all know first that he doesn't want to do that, and he was never planning to do that, so he's kind of just trying to like save face. I don't think he's going to, but if he doesn't, then he'll get exposed for not doing it. So he put himself in a bad position, and I feel like he won't give all the money, but he'll maybe give like some of it. It's just like, quiet the girls, who knows. All right, everyone, that's all for the video today. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you made it all the way here, my name is Mackenzie Smith, and I will catch you guys in the next one.